Welcome to Escaping Purgatory, a podcast where we watch Supernatural and talk it through in hopes we can finally escape this show.
Join us each week, leave comments on upcoming episodes, and together we can escape Supernatural Purgatory. Hello.
Hello. Yeah. I like how we both just stopped talking.
I know. Okay, I'll start. So this episode is Season 7, Episode 15, Repo Man, written by Ben Edlund. I should have known. Or maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. I have thoughts and feelings on this episode. And then it's directed by Thomas J. Wright. Yes. Yeah. Positives about this episode. I liked it. It had good season 1 to 5 vibes.
Yes.
Like, I enjoyed demons making a comeback. I enjoyed the storyline because I don't know how to get into this now or later. There's something in the story that I feel they're trying to make a point on, but I feel like they're making the wrong point. I guess I'll just be cryptic until we get to the scene, which is right at the end of the episode, that I want to talk about. That's all I want to talk about this episode, is that one scene where
Fair enough.
the guy's monster of the week has seen tied to that chair. Like, I just want to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, negatives.
Mark
Lucifer.
Pellegrino.
Yeah, Mark Pellegrino's character.
Yep. Yeah, I said to Amy before that we started recording that was not acting when he was insulting those women in this episode, and he can go jump off a cliff for the way that he, like, I get it. He's supposed to be Lucifer. He's a bad guy. We are not rooting for him in any way, but I like it when an actor acts.
Oh wow, close out today.
And those insults just rolled off way too easily.
I get what you mean. Easily. Also, can we just talk about the fact that there are several like fat jokes in this episode, and I like what is I don't understand. Like, first of all, just don't make them anyway. But also, all of the women in this episode were like catalog size 10, like.
Yeah, no, they were not even. They just look like women.
So what's that?
Everyday women.
Yeah. I just don't ever appreciate. And this is like 2012, so like there was never any excuse, but like 2012 is like late into this, you know. Yeah. Maybe you got away with that in the like 90s. And the early 2000s too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird choice. Like, that was my biggest gripe with this episode, and it's the reason why I couldn't really get over it. And like, I don't particularly like this episode, but it was nice to see another human monster. Yeah, like we haven't seen that in a really, really, really long time. So that was kind of cool to see, and seeing the difference in attitude towards this monster.
Yes, from
Sam and Dean. Yeah, because there was no hesitation from Dean to kill this guy.
Like, I really like. I like the storyline. It's like I was saying, I think it's a really good premise, and it touches on some things that we've talked about previously about like what happens to their victims. You know, once they've gone. This is a really extreme example because of what happens to this guy and what they actually do to him too. You know, I
don't think that has anything to do with it, though. I actually don't. I think him.
Yeah, you're right. Like, no, like who he is. The fact that Dean like beat him up very badly is not like. That doesn't make him the way he was.
Yeah.
But the first part of this episode, you don't know that about him. So you think he's just this guy and they ruined his life, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And you think if he hadn't been the way that he is, and he was just some like regular guy, I do think there's a change in attitude from Dean than there would have been in previous seasons to like the result of that. Also, like he genuinely feels like bad for him.
But it also justifies them killing the like vessel host, whatever you want to call it, like the human, because then they don't have to suffer the aftermath. So like this is almost an excuse of being like, this is why we killed them.
Maybe demons only possess bad people now. Like,
right.
This is an interesting bridging episode into what is now going to be the Sam show for the rest of the season.
I know. This was a really hard turn.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like we've kind of gotten where we need to with Dean and where his head is at. So I think it's nice to be like, all right, we've seen what Dean has been up to this season and how he's utterly like not coping.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm really struggling with, the thing I'm really thinking about during this episode is like, has this been Sam the entire like season so far, for the last like 13 episodes since the last time we saw him? Or has it been like less like, is it Bobby dying that has like weakened the wall? I say that in quotation marks.
There was like a reference that Lucifer made, was like, oh, I bet you thought you saw the last of me like since that hospital waiting room or something. So I think it's been since then that he's not like, he hasn't seen him since then. I think that's the implication. And then something has happened to bring him back. I guess the walls are weakening. I'm not sure. There doesn't seem to be like a specific like trigger, I don't think.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, this, because like if this is how bad it's been, we haven't seen any of that, and like that's really not good in terms of storytelling, because you would have had like the way that there were some funny moments between the two of them, and I've always really enjoyed the interactions between Lucifer and Sam in this season. I think it's kind of interesting, and like, you know how Lucifer was like blocking his view, like we didn't ever see him act that way. And we don't see him like pressing his hand in earlier episodes either, apart from with Bobby. So it's just like, if it has been this bad, I'm annoyed that we haven't been able to see it.
I don't think it has. I think, I'm pretty sure there's a reference to like him basically not being around. I do, and I wonder if maybe the like, I guess the trigger for him seeing Lucifer again was this case, because it was like pre-Hell case, whether something in that just sort of brought it all back. So, I mean, we'll get to the dialogue and you can decide with me whether you think it's the case or not, I think.
Yeah. So, I'm happy to get into it. I don't really have anything else.
Yeah, let's do it. So ready.
Cool. So we get a really bizarre recap. I was not expecting Lilith to be the first thing that I saw.
Right.
Starting this episode.
Yeah.
But she's there. And is talking like, this is going way back into the depths of season 3 of them trying to find Lilith. And then we skip forward to Death saying not like putting up the wall and not to scratch at the wall, which is what I was referring to as like the wall breaking down, because I feel like he built another one to stop Lucifer, but then like with him interacting, that got demolished. We also see Lucifer from the episode 2 of this season, where they're going to like the hospital in the ambulance before Sam has a seizure. And he's like, maybe I'm not real, but I'm not going anywhere. And I'm just like, yeah, that's true though. You weren't anywhere until now. And then Sam accepting that his crazy is all under one umbrella, and you're just like, okay, this is going to be a Sam episode.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it kind of wasn't.
I have thoughts and I have feel like, honestly, I feel it. Yeah.
That was basically it. We then cut to a screen that says 4 years ago, and they're in some sort of, so we see a car arriving.
Yeah.
And it's a woman who gets out of a car and called Miss Havelock. And Sam's like, you shouldn't be here. It's like, well, you know, I was the one who like found him, so I want to see, you know, what it's like essentially. And then we cut inside the house, and you can kind of see that they've tried to make them look like they did back in season 3.
I thought they made zero effort to do that, but I was watching it. I was like, they haven't even attempted it.
Yeah, because, I mean, Sam's shirt is weird. Like, why is he in a blue button-down? Like, I've never seen that shirt on him before. Like,
no.
What is this? Like, not even an FBI shirt. It's always white. So I'm like, what? But they put the amulet and the ring back on Dean.
I did not notice that, to be fair. I should have noticed that. Okay. I did not. But I was like, Sam's hair was too distracting. So I'm like, well, this is season 7 hair.
Yeah, you know? It really is. They did give him a little bit of a chop from the previous episode. It's a little bit shorter.
I did not notice that either. I was because season 3 is like full fringe. Where's his full fringe? It just took me so out of this being like 4 years later.
It's not quite full. Season 2 is full fringe.
Oh yeah, season 3 is like
so he's starting to like part it, but it's definitely
yeah. I couldn't see it as our younger selves. I was like, just get. I mean, they don't have a good track record with wigs, but like surely they could have found something.
You know, he puts on the hippie shirt again.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like, you know, for just some reason that they mentioned was wearing a hat.
Exactly. And so they have a possessed man cut to the chair, tied to a chair, and he's like bleeding everywhere, and he's a demon because you see the demon seal on the floor.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Because we haven't talked about demons in so long, I'm like, what is everything called?
So true.
And so Miss Havelock's like, they got caught you son of a bitch. Like, you're going back to hell. And it's all just like, I don't know, very demon tied to a chairness, like stuff we haven't really seen in a while. I don't know how to really describe it.
They're just like insulting each other over a devil's trap. Like, it's all good.
Exactly, devil's trap. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. I've also been watching Full Metal Alchemist again. Oh. So like, yeah it's all very similar. So essentially what happens is that they are looking for Lilith, and they're trying to get information from this possessed demon. And the demon's like, well, why not I hand over the guy I'm possessing, this fleshy temple, a puppy of a man, you'll like him. And he lets go of his possession, and Jeffery comes through.
Yeah.
And he's all like, oh no, help me.
Yeah.
Dean basically asked permission to torture the guy to get the information. He's like, okay, that's fine.
Which, like, I guess knowing what we know now, like, why did he agree to that?
I guess because does he know that demons can be exorcised? Maybe he didn't know. Like he.
Good question.
Oh, well, they say we got to send him back down to hell. I mean, maybe.
I think he felt the absence of the demon after he was gone, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. He also probably thought that maybe there's a way, a faster way to get the demon back.
That's true, yeah.
So, or maybe he was. Yeah, actually, I think your theory is more correct, that he didn't realize how much he missed the demon until it was gone.
I think so, yeah.
So what's really bizarre about this scene with Dean torturing this demon, it felt very much like season 4 Dean, because he's come back from hell, he knows how to torture people, because it does feel very like intense.
So true.
And I was like, were they this like at them? I don't think they were. Like, I know this is also, Dean has got his will to live again at this point.
Yeah.
Throughout season 3, he's just like, whatever, like, I only have a year to live. Who gives a shit?
Well, no, just hang on. 4 years ago, No, you're right. It will be season 3. Yeah, it did because I thought that too. I was like, oh wow, he's having to deal with post Hell Dean. And I'm like, wait, no, he hasn't been gone yet.
No, because right, but I was gonna say a bigger clue would be if Ruby was around, but Sam would have been able to exercise him with his psychic powers. But I can't remember how much Dean allowed him to use his psychic powers in season. I feel like it was very limited.
Timeline stuff. This must have been season 3, like because that's when they were looking for Lilith, like the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you had Dean's contract. Supposedly.
Yes, that's right. So I guess that's why they're so like hellbent on getting this information and like the desperation. But it's also surprising that Sam doesn't step in a bit more on this, because at that time he was a bit like, no, don't hurt the people more than he is now.
But they did. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm thinking like because they got the permission from the guy, they're like. Yeah. But even still, what they do to him is real.
It's real brutal.
It is, and they do splash a lot of holy water on him. So, like, as a human, that wouldn't. It's just painful if it goes up your nose, kind of thing. But like that pays.
I think it does still hurt him though, because like he's like however. Like, yeah, I think yeah. Anyway, they do a lot to him.
They do. They like stab him, brand him, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Demon Jeffery. I love his name. That his name's Jeffrey. I don't know. There's something about Demon Jeff.
Me too. I'm like
Jeff. Gives up the name that they're looking for is Maverick, and that they'll find him in New Orleans. Dean then exorcises the demon, and we see the smoke. And I really liked how they did this, where the smoke goes up and then splats into the screen. It was very nice.
Very nice. Yeah.
Good job.
So after the title card, we're still in the past. But they have Jeffrey in the Impala now, because obviously it's back in season 3. And basically checking he's okay. Because Dean tells him that he passed out from shock. Explains that they exorcised him and they're going to take him to a hospital. Jeffrey asks after Sam as well. And Dean explains that he stayed to, clean out the crime scene. Because, there's no reason to go down for the demon's murders. And then
that's really funny at the context of this episode, but yeah, carry on.
Right, exactly. And then, Dean pulls up the hospital and, makes him walk the rest of the way.
Which that was so mean.
My God. I understand why, because, he tells him to tell them they were mugged. He doesn't look like he got mugged. And they even make references later as why did you think they were going to believe that? And poor little Jeffrey is just, I do feel bad for Jeffrey. He does give a good enough air of being woe is me.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, thank you, and leaves. Yeah. I just thought it was so cold of Dean. He's just like, are you going to be okay? All right, bye.
He doesn't even of course he's not gonna go right up to the door because license plates and stuff, but would you not leave him somewhere, call the police and have them pick him up?
He doesn't even help him out of the car.
No.
It's so cold. I was just in disbelief. I was like, my guy, he's just beating this man to a pulp and you're dropping off at the hospital. It's so, yeah, it was a lot, I feel.
Yeah. Yep.
And Jeffrey doesn't really hold a grudge against them either. Oh, well, he kind of does, but only for practical reasons.
Yeah, the grudge he holds is because they exorcised the demon. That's literally the only grudge.
Yeah, not that they beat him up. He seems to hold no ill will towards them whatsoever. Really, it's
I mean, of all the past people that they've ran into who've been possessed, this is the most forgiving guy that they would probably come across.
Maybe he's just desensitized because he's did worse as a demon,
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly. Anyway. So we go back to the present. They're in, look, it's French. Coeur d'Alene? Idaho.
Sure.
Yeah. Don't ask me. I'm British. We don't speak other languages. Not our fault.
Yeah.
Education system is terrible. Sam and Dean are in a motel, and his phone rings. They think it's Frank. It is. And while Dean's talking to him, so you don't really hear what like Frank's talking about at all. It's just like in the background. No. Sam starts suddenly hallucinating Lucifer. So I was wrong then, because they don't even know about the case yet. So that wasn't the trigger for him starting to see Lucifer again. It was the clowns.
Yeah. Well, it was the clowns. Yeah. He thought he got over his past trauma.
Yeah.
But it just triggered something else.
Did you know Lucifer tormented with clowns in hell? Like, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was the clowns, I think, finally broke that last Sam wall. So, yeah, Lucifer is sort of talking about the motel room and how, like, crap it is. Like, it's so dirty. Sam's just, like, presses his hand and he disappears.
Yeah.
Dean's talking about the fact they can't, like, Frank can't find Dick Roman anymore. Like, you know, like, didn't you see him at that press conference in Phoenix? The bastard's everywhere. And, you know, and then goes, I don't care, they've infiltrated the luxury boat industry, Frank. He said, great, cool Kanye, which still kind of relevant.
Yeah.
So yeah, he hangs up. Sam's like, oh, he still can't find him. And he's like, yeah, no. So that's their excuse for doing other things this episode. They've got no leads, so they're off. Yeah. So they have these crime scene photos. It's two women who've been murdered. Same age, same hair color, body type. Like, the ritual mutilations are the same. And they recognize it as a previous demon that they exorcised. And Dean's confused because he's like, you know, he should be well locked up because he grasped, essentially, on his superiors. But the women that have been murdered match his kind of MO, I guess, of the demon.
Mm-hmm. I guess they're not friends with Crowley right now.
Yeah, right.
Because I was like, why didn't they call Crowley and be like, hey, one of your demons doing something, like you said you had them under lock and key? Because, like, we haven't seen them because, like, he's been keeping them out of the way kind of thing.
Also, like, I don't feel that it's out of the realm of possibility that this demon isn't, like, locked up somewhere, because he would essentially have become an enemy of, like, Lilith and Lucifer. And surely, like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Like, maybe Crowley could have recruited him.
True.
So, like, I'm surprised they never bring that up. Or like, oh, you know, maybe Crowley let him out of the box he was in or whatever.
But I guess his, like, this demon's method of corruption is different to Crowley's. Crowley's is making deals, whereas this one is about, like, getting into their heads and making them do evil things. Yeah,
because, like, Crowley doesn't actually really do a lot of... I mean, he does. But he doesn't necessarily, like, target humans, you know? He doesn't seem that...
in this way.
Bothered. Yeah. He makes them make their own mistakes. He doesn't go out and, like, murder them. But he thinks, you know, Crowley's very much like, well, if they're stupid enough to take this contract, they kind of deserve it. You know?
Right, he's a smarmy businessman.
Yeah, he doesn't straight up, like, murder people. Only monsters, apparently. So they decide to go, and then, they're already here. They're already in the place, actually. They're not going to go there. And they get a call on their, like, police radio thing that they have about another body.
I love this particular way that they've done this. Yeah. Because usually we don't see them asleep and we don't see how they find out where crimes are. Like, having it come across the police radio while they're asleep and they both, like, instantly wake up to it. Yeah. I'm just like, oh.
That's how they do it. Yeah.
That's really cool. Like, I like just seeing the, like, the back end of things kind of thing.
It's good. Yeah, to be fair, it's good. We don't often see it at all. I'm surprised they don't have, like, a police receiver in their car. Like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
it's too obvious, so if they get pulled over, because I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to have them in your car.
Yeah, I think you're not supposed to. So they go to the crime scene. They're in their FBI suits, so they go under the crime scene tape. They say this really good line here. But I thought about it and I was like, oh, this is actually, I like the way they bring it back to the storyline that they're in, because Dean says,
Every time we do this, I wonder if today's the day. We walk up, flash our tin, do a bunch of chompers pretending to be policemen. I hear you.
Because that is, again, is completely in the realm of possibility that the Leviathans have infiltrated the police force and wherever they've gone and are suddenly like, hey, you guys, and just like munch their heads.
Well, so because Dick is like leaving them alone right now because he's doing whatever he wants to do. Like, I guess because he thinks they're insignificant enough that killing the Winchesters is not top priority right now.
So there is a possibility that they have interacted with Leviathans, like during their cases. Yeah. Creepy. So a detective comes and like turns Sam around, and behind him you can see Lucifer again. So sort of like waving at Sam, like, hi. And the detective recognizes them. It's like, oh, it's the drummer boys, Bonham and Watts. Like, so I guess they use like drummer names from bands last time they were here. And they're like, yeah, that's us. And Sam's like, oh, you know, what was it, detective? And like Lucifer is mouthing at him the answer, like, Detective Sutton. And so the detective introduces himself and says like, oh, I'm Detective Sutton. And they shake hands again. It's interesting because I guess Lucifer is Sam's subconscious. So he did have that information in there and he's just helping him bring it to the surface. And I think it's important to remember that like Lucifer is not Lucifer. He's Sam.
Yeah, like it's a conjured image of Lucifer in his mind.
Yeah.
Which makes sense to why, like, it's kind of, we already know Sam has a really twisted mind and view of himself and like things around him, because the whole reason why Lucifer's like sticks around is because Sam interacts with him in a way that he thinks that he needs.
Yeah.
But like Sam already had all of like every answer that he like Lucifer helps him with.
Yes.
He already knows because he's already seen it.
Exactly. Like it's Sam. He's talking to himself. Yeah. You know? Just a subconscious part of his mind. So some of the information might be like buried a bit deeper. And I guess this hallucination is helping bring it to the surface. But yeah, it's like Sam, he's just talking to himself, man. Like, but it doesn't, I guess for him, it doesn't make it any less real because he literally can't see through him. That's, like you said, there's that whole bit in the library where he's trying to look around him. He's such a solid hallucination because I guess hell trauma, like, hits differently.
Yeah.
So the detective's saying, you know, oh, this case looks to be open again. It's pretty sad. And, you know, they're pretty sure that it's the same guy, it's the same tools, same cuts. Like, lots of different things are the same. And the detective's like, what makes sense? We didn't catch them last time. And Dean just says, no suspects. Like, he doesn't say yes or no to that.
Right.
So they did all the same things as before. Like, they've gone through it. They can't find anybody who they think would do it. So they thank him. And as they look in the back of this, like, vehicle, they see that there is a yellow powder. This is so clever of, like, Jeffery. I'm just going to say it.
Yes.
Because and they're like, oh, yeah, it's sulfur. So they go, okay, we've got to go check on the, you know, the Wiccan he helped us before, Miss Havelock. So I guess Jeffrey knew to leave sulfur there to throw them off the trail. It's pretty smart.
That is.
Yeah.
Clever boy.
Yeah. So they go to this shop. It's called Wiccan's Web, which is such a good name. I really enjoy it. And she has a website too called wiccansweb.com. And Sam even asks her, he's like, website? And she's like, you know, mail order, white magic only, herbs and talismans. They're really leaning into the like white magic, like dark magic, whatever, black magic and now.
Yeah.
Because before it was just witches, but now they're actually making the difference of like, oh yeah, you can have good magic too. But they don't say whether the Wiccans still have to sell their soul to a demon. I
mean, maybe that's the white magic part of it, that you don't have to do that. Like,
yeah.
So, is it really magic, or is it just like holistic?
Well, no, because it is magic though, because Sam is good at it and he can do it, and he hasn't had to like get any power from hell to do it.
But inherently does because of
right?
Azazel.
I feel like they should have mentioned this like magic system at some point, like how it actually works. But
I feel like it might get cleared up a little bit with Rowena, because she breaks a lot of the rules and like isn't able to just do like a lot of things because she has power. But like, it'll be interesting to know her story when that starts to come up again.
I feel like it's like anybody can do like the rituals and stuff as long as they have the right ingredients, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think to do actual magic, like flinging people across the room, etc., you have to have like got your power from somewhere.
Yeah. But then we also had the psychic thing though from that other episode when they went to the town when they were separated, and they were like the psychics. We had the same discussion: psychic versus witch, and psychics were like inherent, and witches were from somewhere else.
I think that's also true. Yeah. So it's very confusing. There seems to be different magic schools. I think some things you're born with and some things you get your power from. Right.
So she might be a psychic.
That's true.
Versus a Wiccan, but like doesn't know the difference.
That's true. Maybe she says like you are born with a natural inclination for magic, but you know some witches aren't but want to be, so get their power from somewhere else.
Yeah, there's that too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. It's like it's interesting. And like, I don't feel like they have to dig into it. I think you're right. Rowena, I think, does clear up a bit. So they go through into her office and there's like a devil's trap and she's like, oh, careful, it's still wet. Because she's like, I know all about the new murders and I'm doing what I can to protect myself. She says, I'm also translating some very old banishments. And Sam's like,
wow, these are good.
And I really like this whole bit of Sam in this episode where like, yeah, Sam is a witch because he can fully recognize a lot of things in this and like understands all the spell work, whereas Dean just seems a bit clueless about it.
He's like, get this stuff away from me.
Yeah, I don't like witches.
Any of it.
So she's like, oh, you know, I have an affinity. This is what we were saying. Like, maybe she's born with this kind of thing. She's like, back in that farmhouse, I was in over my head, but I know that, you know, I'll leave it to the pros, essentially.
Yeah.
And Dean kind of says, you know, well, you helped us track him down, so, like, it was good legwork. And she says, like, basically someone gave her their number to call when she knew there was a demon about. So that's why they came originally. And she says, like, oh, yeah, your phone isn't working right now, by the way.
Right. We've had some technical difficulties, phone issues. It's a monster problem, really.
And it's like, look at each other like, my guy.
Like, I guess knowing that demons are real is probably enough for this,
it's enough.
This woman.
Yeah, it's fully enough. So she hasn't had any contact with the demon, which should have been our first clue that it wasn't him, because I feel like if the demon's going to come back and murder anyone, it would have been her.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
yep.
Because she helped the Winchesters track him down and ultimately go on exercise. And then she kind of says, have you found like Jeffery yet? That kind of out of the blue. And Dean says, who?
Oh, yeah, I know. I was like, Dean, heartless.
How many people have you like tortured in your life that you don't remember their names?
Well, he was in hell for 4 years.
That's true. Oh, now I made it sad. Okay.
But I was going to say, but only 10 of them, he was torturing people.
Yeah.
That's still not good.
That's still not good. Because she even looked at him like, the guy who almost beat to death, like, that guy. And he's like, oh yeah, Jeffery.
That poor bastard. Like, that's not enough sympathy. Like, you're acting as if you weren't the one who did it.
Right. I guess he doesn't think that he did, though, you know, because it's more like he was torturing the demon. It just happened to be Jeffery. I think you have to have that kind of like segmentation in your mind.
Yeah, you must do. Yeah.
Right. And again, yeah, he's been to hell since, so like has seen worse. He's like, oh yeah. That guy. We go way back.
That light torture session that happened 4 years ago. Right. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah. So she says like, oh, you know, demons tend to be sentimental, don't they? They always go back to the same host if they can. And so they decide to start there.
I do like that they kept this little lore, because I do feel like this is true.
It is true. Yeah, they seem to like get used to a certain persona and appearance, I think. and get annoyed when something happens to that vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I like angels, right? I mean, obviously there's a bloodline thing with angels, but they also prefer certain vessels.
Yeah.
So we cut to like a group therapy session, and there's like men sat around in a circle. And it's like what they're talking about is clear they all live together, because they're saying like, oh, we want Cinemax. And the others are like, yeah. And there's like a leader there called Carl, and he's like, oh, we've already weighed in on that. Like, we're not going to do it, essentially. And then he says, Jeffrey has a big day today. Like, he's going to pick up his dog. And he's like, yeah. He's like this really timid guy. I didn't even recognize him from the like bit at the beginning of the episode, really.
Oh, really?
He's so like, I don't know, it's so dark at the beginning of the episode, and then his face just gets so beaten up. I don't recognize. I was like, which one's Jeffrey?
I will admit, when at first I thought it was the first guy that spoke about Cinemax, I thought that was Jeffrey for a sec, and then I was like, oh no, okay.
Yeah.
Because he also had like a long face and dark hair, so I was like, okay, yeah, same person.
Right, yeah, they look really similar. Like, have your actors look different, please, so I can tell. I don't have face blindness, but like sometimes it's a close thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, they talk about his dog that he's getting, that he's like going to look after it. He has to show the whole house that he can handle the responsibility. And Jeffrey says, and that's what it's all about, right? Handling it. So you see him later come out of the animal shelter, and he has a dog that could be like a sister to Miracle from season 15.
Yes, just a little bit smaller. I think.
Yeah, it's like some kind of I don't know dogs. It's like a cockapoo looking thing. I don't know.
It's got like curly hair.
Yeah.
Floppy curly hair.
It's a cute dog. Very cute dog. Intentionally cute, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this dog has a cone on, because I think they said that she just got spayed. So he walks her along, and then you can see that he has a limp clearly left over from Dean.
Yeah.
And he hears like a noise down an alley, and he kind of looks down it, and he decides to walk down there by himself, which, like, if I had been previously possessed by a demon, I would never go down an alley because I heard a noise. Like, let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
But obviously we know why he does that.
That's so true, yeah.
This is all part of the plan.
So Dean grabs Jeffrey and, like, just holds a knife to his throat, and Sam, like, holds up his holy water.
So Jeffrey whines like a little bitch. No, Jeffrey's like struggling against Dean, and they're like, Jeffrey, you grabbed a random. You think you?
Yeah.
If you're not sure, don't grab somebody.
Yeah.
But I guess they're confirming that it's not a demon. It's not demon Jeffrey. It's just human.
Yeah.
They're sort of trying to confirm that, because that sounds like, look, it's okay. You're okay. You're okay. Like trying to calm him down, because he's clearly panicking, because he was just grabbed by two giant men. Like, we would all with a knife against his throat. And they're like, we have to go talk. Like, where are you staying, kind of thing. So they get to Jeffrey's apartment, and it's like, it's nicer than a halfway house, but it's clearly like, you know, it's no luxury apartment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice enough.
It's nice enough,
like,
yeah.
And Jeffrey's somewhat embarrassed. He's like, yeah, I know, it is what it is, kind of thing. Sam tries to sympathize. He's like, look, I know it must have been hard. And Lucifer is now also there, and he's talking to Sam. He says, do you even hear yourself? Like, because you can kind of hear that Sam doesn't sound that genuine.
Yeah.
Which is unusual for Sam. But then again, he has Lucifer there messing with him. So
can you imagine trying to carry a conversation while someone is just like nattering in your ear?
I can't carry a conversation if a TV is going. Right. So it just wouldn't happen. I would be focusing on, wouldn't happen. So Sam tries to like do his palm thing. Yeah. But it doesn't really, he says, don't even bother, but Lucifer does flicker and disappear. Jeffrey's asking about like, what do you guys want from me? And Dean's like, well, you see, the demon's back.
Yeah.
Jeffrey's quite a good little actor here. He's like, I thought he was gone. Like, you exorcised him, right? You know, he's supposed to be in hell. And they try to calm him down and tell him to sit back down. Dean explains the situation, that 3 more women have been killed over the past 3 weeks. And that it's the same profile, big profile, same forensics, crime scene dust with sulfur. We've got to assume it's him.
Yeah.
And they just want to make sure that, like, he doesn't come after you, because that's something that they would do. Jeffrey asks what the last victim's name was.
Yeah.
And it was Anna Paxton. And he just says, Marjorie Willis. She's the next one on the list. And Sam's like, list? What list? This should have been like a really big red flag. Because demons don't. I mean, they do kind of call it out here.
Yeah.
This was definitely like... This is because I didn't remember, I'll be honest, I didn't remember this episode at all.
No, yeah, same.
So as it was going on, I was like, oh, like literally at this point, I was like, oh, it's Jeffrey.
Yeah, same.
Like, I was either like, Jeffrey's already possessed, or like, it's just Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Because, Dean calls out, it's like,
but why? Demons aren't usually into the obsessive serial killer crap, you know, they're more just kind of all around evil. Why would he do this?
Jeffrey kind of explains it away and says, like, this was his job.
Yeah.
Which, it's kind of true.
Kind of makes sense, yeah. You know.
Yeah. Could
be true.
Then we hear a knock at the door, and it's the leader, Alan, from earlier.
Yeah.
I was so afraid that Alan was going to die.
I know, right? He seems really nice.
Yeah. I will say this, in terms of, like, casualties in this episode, nobody actually... Apart from the guy who's supposed to, no one actually dies in addition. Which is, like, is that something on the fact that it's a human monster versus a monster? That, like, oh, he's not even good enough to kill, like, any more victims while Sam and Dean are in town, kind of thing.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I think it's that he's so focused on them once they arrive that he doesn't carry out any more murders.
True.
Because he's already leading them into a trap, right? With this Marjorie woman.
Yeah, true. But and he didn't have like somebody else dying. Yeah. I guess he has a specific method. Yeah. Butt face. Anyway, so Alan lives, which I'm glad, because he seems to be quite helpful to everybody.
Yeah.
So we need more Alans in the world.
Exactly.
He's just asking for his guests, so Sam and Dean, to sign in and just like have them sign in when they sign out.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's very much a throwaway bit, but I do enjoy it because it's like showing how much this person cares. Yeah,
and like just cementing the situation that Jeffrey's in as well, you know, that he is being looked after because things have happened to him.
Yeah, exactly. So Sam's going to go look for Marjorie Willis and, you know, keep an eye on her. And Dean is going to stay with Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Sam's in the library and he sees a woman walk by, and this is Marjorie.
Yeah.
She looks very typical librarian. She has like a grey cardigan. Her hair is tied up in a bun kind of thing.
Yeah.
And this is the start of like Lucifer really taunting Sam. And like you can this is also an indication that this is all in Sam's mind, because Lucifer just says,
"You're right. We just don't read anymore."
But Sam hasn't said anything. He just looks around the library, like sort of taking it in. So he's having this is apparently unusual, but I feel like everybody does it.
Yeah.
Having a conversation with yourself.
I definitely do
like
that.
when you go somewhere.
Yeah.
I do that all the time, but I don't think that's supposed to be the thing that you do.
Do you have an internal voice? Do you?
Yes.
So like, yeah, me too. Because apparently some people don't have that. So when you read a book, do you hear the words in your head?
Yes.
Yeah. Same here. We think the same. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes, so it's really, really weird because my inner voice sounds like me with my weird mixed accent. Like it and it has evolved as my accent has changed.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Like I don't sound the same as when I did when I was lived and grew up in England.
Someone told me once, and this sounds like absolute rubbish, and I've never Googled it, so I don't know if this is true. But like, it sounds wrong, but also it makes sense for what you just said. That your inner voice is basically you almost like sub-vocalizing. Like, so you are actually hearing it.
I could hear that. I can see that.
But then I guess maybe just some people can't do that is maybe why they don't hear their own voice.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't hear anyone else's voice. But I can though.
Yes.
If you imagine a certain voice for someone in a book, I can make up voices for people. Yeah, in my head. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's like when we're doing this as well. Do you imagine the episode in your head as it's going, like the pictures? Yeah, see?
Yeah. So like right now I'm seeing Sam stand in the library with the grey walls and
Absolutely. Yeah. I love this.
Learning something new about ourselves. Exactly. But it doesn't always happen. Like sometimes like there would be parts, so there has to be sort of very specific things in the episode for me to really think about. Yeah. Because some of it, I'm just like, whatever. Like, I won't take it in properly.
Like, emotional moments I remember, but sometimes it's just like grey-faced people, like blank-faced people just walking through a scene. That's why it really annoys me when, like, in books, they get the position of people's bodies wrong. Because I'll imagine them a certain way, and then you're like, wait, where's that arm?
Yeah. I'm the exact same. Or, like, you said that they were laying this way. What do you mean this happens? I'm like, that doesn't seem physically, and not in a like, this is a position that nobody can do, but it's like, no, but you said that they were on their back. How are they now on their front without, but you're just turning them back on their back. I'm like, what? No.
I feel like if you're writing scenes where there's a lot of physical movement, maybe like try and act it out as like read it out your writing and then think like, okay, oh yeah, so where's the arms going? I'm probably super guilty of this too, but because I don't check.
Yeah. Which is also how I feel like I can pick up on not inconsistencies. You know, when something doesn't match from the scene before.
Yeah, you're really good at that, to be fair. Like the continuity errors,
Continuity, that's the one. That's the word I was looking for. That stuff just gets me all the time. There's one of these actually in this library.
Oh yeah.
It's really funny. So yes, back to the episode. Mm-hmm. So one of the details about this serial killer is that he takes organs from his victims.
Yeah.
Which is the like trophies that he talks about later on. So Lucifer's like nattering away at Sam. His inner voice materialized. And he says, Marjorie Willis, librarian, indoor garden enthusiast, are Demon's next organ donor. Mm-hmm. And this is where I was saying earlier that when Sam sits down, Lucifer sits opposite him and he tries to like scoot around him and like he can't see. And then Lucifer says, come on, Sam, talk to me. It's been months.
Yeah, see, this is my brain getting it wrong. Because I thought he said the line, when you left me at the ER, and I thought back to Bobby. But that's not. That's Jeffrey's voiceover saying that. And I guess while I was watching the episode, they just sounded real similar to me.
Honestly, the men of Supernatural, they kind of will do.
Sometimes. So, he does say to Sam then that it's been months. So I guess that's why I thought it had been since he last saw Lucifer, that they hadn't. But then, that's a good point though. Is it that he hadn't spoken to him, but he was still seeing him for months? That's the implication, right? Mm-hmm. That he has been bothering him this whole time, and that he's just not been acknowledging him.
Right. I think so.
I think so too. I think you're right. Yeah. I take back everything I said before.
But like I said, that's kind of like, I feel like that's a huge disservice to Sam's story that we've ignored it for over half the season, that he's been having this level of interaction with Lucifer.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's been quick enough that like pressing his hand is, immediately gets him away, whereas now it's more persistent.
I think you're right, yeah. But yeah, it's a shame.
But
I mean, the real answer is they didn't want to pay Mark Pellegrino to do more episodes.
yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I think that has been the case, and he's just been acting like he's fine. That's so on trend for them that I fully believe it.
Yeah. Yep. So we cut back to Jeffrey's apartment, and he's going through his list of injuries. He had 3 smashed fingers, 5 teeth out, a broken wrist, nose, cheekbone, collarbone. I had 160 stitches. And then he like excels and it's like mugged. The doctor on duty said it looked like I got caught by the Spanish Inquisition. I don't know how I feel about Dean saying we were the good guys.
Yeah, but the demon never actually like physically did anything to Jeffrey, did he? Like, as far as we know. Yeah. He's justifying it to himself is what he's doing.
Yes. He is, absolutely. Jeffrey says, well, they patched me up mostly, but I lost my job, my health insurance. I just started to drink and drift and I got lost. Some kind of mental break, and I started to talk about what happened. He's like, oh man, never tell, never. Yeah. And he kind of guesses what happened to him next. Dean does. So let me guess. Drunk tank to psych ward, psych eval to 72-hour forced hold to a nice long stay in an institution of their choice. And he's like, yep. Which is probably why he just got out, right? That's it's been a few months. Which is why the killings started back up. I could see 4 years being a good amount of time.
I think so, yeah.
Jeffrey was saying that, like, for a long time I didn't care. The truth was more important than where I was. I was in no shape to cope with the outside world. Dean says it happened to a friend of his, but like who?
I guess like some hunters, maybe that his dad knew or whatever. Like,
that's true.
Yeah, there was that guy that they met when they were at the like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so maybe him.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But Dean's like, well, look at you. You know, you've got out. You're holding it together, and he's like, yeah, and now the demon's back.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, sorry about that. I was like trying to be positive, but this guy is a bit of a pessimist. So Jeffrey goes on to say, like, well, you saved my life. I owe you for it. I know that. I owe a lot of people for getting me this far. And he starts to say, and he's like, gets interrupted by himself and says, crap. Jeffrey is saying that if he's not circling the woman, then he's going to be at a special place where he kept the souvenirs.
Yeah.
I love this, like, this genuine response from Jeffrey, because Dean says,
why didn't you tell us this?
I didn't want to go.
Yeah, fair.
And he's like, well, you don't have to. We'll handle it. He says, I do. I have to. So back in the library, and Sam is looking through the autopsy files as he's sort of watching Marjorie, and Lucifer comes around and like sort of steps over, like looks over his shoulder, and he's like, come on, Sam, pay attention to me. I'm bored.
Yeah.
And Sam is just really trying not to look at Lucifer. It's funny, this library scene is actually something I do remember, but I just didn't remember it in the context of this episode.
Yeah.
Because like all of the like, wait, welcome to Vietnam. But I think it's because it's in the recaps. I think a lot of this.
Yes, I think so too. What's really interesting is how like Sam sees Lucifer is so different to his characterization as we saw him when he was real. Because when back in season 5, Lucifer was always like, I feel very cold, like very calm. Whereas Sam really sees him as like a petulant child, which is probably more like closer to what Lucifer is actually like.
Yeah, I think so.
Because he spent so long with him, I feel like he knows him the best now. So of course, as how he characterizes him, he's not really that like cold, calculated Lucifer that they saw, but actually this like petulant younger brother that Sam sees now.
I think so, and I think that is probably in part because of Michael being in the cage.
Yes, I think so
with
too.
him.
Yeah,
I think it's a bit of like brother rivalry, and then just general sibling torment. So You see that Marjorie walks off with a guy who's in like a black jacket, and Sam gets up to follow the man. We get to some street somewhere.
Yeah.
Like it looks kind of like an alley sort of shipyard type situation. And Dean has no service on his phone anymore. Jeffrey leaves the dog in the car and leaves the dog with jerky.
A plastic bag of jerky like that dog isn't going to eat that plastic bag.
Yeah, right?
Right.
Like that should... These are also many, many, many flags. The dog doesn't have a name.
That's so true.
And you don't know how to look after it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two things that... Because Dean even asks, it's not going to pee in here. He's like, I don't know. It's like, that's your dog.
Yeah, it's dog man.
So what would happen is that the demon would bring Jeffrey to this point and then block him from being able to see what's happening. So he didn't know exactly where everything was. But Dean's like, but do you think you could still get me there? And he's like, yeah, because he kind of would let me see sometimes as time went on. But not all the way. We're back in the library. Sam's looking at some books. Turns around the corner. Marjorie's getting it on with this man in black.
Good for her.
Yep. I kind of hate the light. He's like right there in my discontinued periodicals.
No one talks like that. Not even librarians.
No. Like.
It's funny though.
No.
It's funny though.
It's. I would say for a Ben Edlund episode, there's a lack of references. We haven't had many.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like an Edlund episode, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then this is like a major plot episode, so I'm guessing he's following the formula that he needed to follow. True.
Yeah. So we're back at the abandoned building with Dean and Jeffrey. He has his eyes closed, holding on to Dean's shoulder, I guess to do sensory memory rather than visual.
I suppose so. There's no real need. I imagine I believed enough that he could know where he was going with his eyes open.
Jeffrey tells him there's a red door down a hallway, and they go in there and they look around the room, and there's this is another thing that should have given it away to Dean that this wasn't a real place because there's pentagrams but nothing else and 666 written everywhere. That's not anything to do with anything that they deal with.
Surely he was not on his A game here, I feel.
No he was also distracted by this other kid that's strapped to a chair. So he goes over there and tries to let the man out. The guy wakes up and he's like, because his mouth is covered in tape. Before we see Jeffrey plunge a needle into Dean's neck.
Oh, the double crossing.
Da, da, da. The reveal's really quick, actually.
Yeah.
All things considered.
That's true, yeah. So we go back to the library after Dean got stuck in the neck. And Sam's still watching Marjorie, and we see the guy leave, and they're very affectionate because he's got it on in some library stacks, Lucifer is sort of leaning against the bookshelf, and he says, I'm pretty sure this guy's the boring sort of chubby chaser. And I was really confused because, as I said earlier, this woman, first of all, why is this a fat joke? And second of all, it's just very leaning towards the skinnier side of average.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is.
Also, Sam, what is your subconscious? I guess this must be Sam's thoughts that he keeps deep buried, which is sad to know,
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even clock that this is Sam's thinking. Just because you like stick women.
He clearly has a type.
Dean would be ashamed.
So Sam ignores him, dials Dean, obviously doesn't get an answer because Dean's message, leave your name, number, and nightmare at the tone. I kind of want to just do that as my voice message.
Me too.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, there's nothing here. And then he hangs up. And Lucifer's like, well, that's not a good sign. Like, you know, and surprised you haven't picked up on that yet. In the coroner's report, the latest round of killings, the girls had traces of heavy tranquilizers in their blood. Like, basically, a demon wouldn't need to do that. Said, what's he got? A bad bag? You know, that he says, you know, that demon's not coming back to kill anybody. So Sam dials another number, and we get Dean's like, this is Special Agent Smith. Please use your name, number, and detailed. And he hangs up. And Lucifer says, oh no, that's every cell phone Dean's got. One of them should have picked up, right? Big Brother's probably dead. And this is what I mean. Like, this is Sam's inner monologue of like, this is what's going on in his head. And Sam finally says something to him and says, shut up. And that's all he says to him right now, but he acknowledges that he exists. And Lucifer said to him, he said, shut up to me.
So this is where I noticed that. So when Sam gets up to leave, you see Lucifer's shoulders rise as like he said, shut up to me. Mm-hmm. Then we cut back to Lucifer and Sam leaves. Yeah. And then we see his shoulder rise.
Oh, they've like got it from the same thing from two different angles and then just got them together. Cool. Just watch that again. That's so funny. So Sam goes to Jeffrey's apartment. Lucifer is just trailing him, just chatting like, this is what I'm talking about, Sam. Real interaction again. I miss it. The rapier wit, the wittier rape. Okay, come on, I'll be good. Yeah, that was not a good line.
No.
Yeah. Sam's back to ignoring him again. He's like looking around the room. And Lucifer's offering to help him solve the mystery. And I'm like, yeah, of course, because you're Sam's mind. Sam finds a cell phone scrambler, like, box. He doesn't find the actual scrambler, right? He just finds the box.
Right, because he put it in the car.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And Lucifer's saying, but Lucy, those are illegal. Think, Sam. Maybe this has something to do with Dean's telephone blackout. And then Sam finds like pieces of paper. And Lucifer says, Latin, not suspicious at all. And Sam just says, I've never seen this spell before. Then they're walking down an alley together. Yeah. And now Sam is using Lucifer as like a sounding board. Yeah. Because Lucifer's saying like, you've seen this type. And it sounds like a demon summoning. Why? And Lucifer says, to summon a demon, jackass, which is really good.
Look at the page.
I know this handwriting.
So he goes back. This is like a long Sam sequence. Then, like, of him figuring this out. He goes to break into the Wiccan store. He goes in with his gun out because obviously he thinks that she's involved because it's her handwriting. But she manages to like hit him over the head before he finds her. And we see Lucifer like wince, which I thought was really funny because like Sam wouldn't know at that point that he was wincing. Mm-hmm. So Sam manages to get up. Mrs. Havelock like tries again, but he manages to like disarm her because he's much bigger than her. And says like, stop it, calm down. And he shows her the piece of paper in Latin. So she explains that this is all happening the way that he planned it. And Sam's like, who? And he's like, Jeffery. She basically says, Jeffery. Well, no, she takes a little while to like give out what's happened. We have Lucifer saying to her, Sam, shake her up. She knows what happened to Dean. Get this stupid cow to focus, will you? Again, like, this is what sounds like tamping down, though, I guess, like the frustration at people because he is a very patient person. But it is frustrating when people aren't answering questions. It's like urgent. Yeah. And I think because Lucifer is like rabbiting in his ear, he is much less patient with her because he does shout at her and say like,
listen to me. Whatever it is, you should be a lot more scared of me right now because I'm 2 inches away from you and I can make you talk. Do you understand me? Like,
you should be more scared of me than a demon or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you see Lucifer like approvingly like, yeah, that's my boy kind of thing. So yeah, she explains that Jeffrey has her son and that's why she was helping him to bring a demon back. So this whole scene next, like, I really enjoyed this. I thought this was great.
Yes.
So we go back to the building. There's the guy chained up in the chair, who we know now is like Mrs. Havelock's son. He's like knocked in the side of the head. And then Dean is tied to this other chair. We see Jeffrey and he's like looking after the dog who's like drinking a bowl of water. So he's indoors now. And Dean's really confused. He's like, what's going on? And Jeffrey's like, no one asked you to get involved to save me, to save anyone. He said, "Did you ever think that maybe I loved being possessed?" So he brings out this like trolley of spells for an ingredient.
I love the connection, the power. I loved him. Love of my life, actually.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
He's like, he goes on to say, like, you know, basically he was nothing before he found, like, the demon found him. He was basically, he had these thoughts before that he never acted on them until the demon possessed him. So Dean says, like, you know, a demon comes along, rides co-pilot in your skull and teaches you how to kill. Like, the list, that's yours. So he explains, like, how he had made this list and now he's decided to do it. He picks up, like, a knife from the table and he says, "I'm never going to do anything, and not until he came along. He's the one who saved me and you sent him to hell." There's a little bit more on this later, which I'll go through also. But I was like, I think they're making a Sam and Lucifer parallel here. Because you're like, I see your face. No one else will see Annabelle's face. She's like, wait, no, I don't see what you're saying. Because he's talking about like being possessed and like loving the power and everything. And the fact that it changed who he was. And that's kind of the same for Sam and Lucifer. You know, because I think he probably hated the demon, right? Because he was asking before, you know, get rid of him. And then it was only after that he was gone that he realized how much he missed him. Mm-hmm. And Sam and Lucifer had this very weird relationship, right? Where, like, obviously he gets his power from hell when he, you know, exercising demons and things. Mm-hmm. And I think although the situation when Sam went to hell was like, well, really messed up. He has like clear hell PTSD after it. You wonder if there's maybe, because it was like thousands and thousands of years, they were the only people, like only two people together because Adam and Michael were off doing their own thing. If Sam somewhat misses him, and that's why he's talking to him now. I
wonder if it also in that same sort of line of thinking, because he talks about the power as well, that because Sam has lost all of his. Yeah. He's just a regular person again now. Even as like soulless Sam, I was thinking about this in another episode that like when he was tied to the chair by the Vitales. Yeah. In one episode when he was soulless, he's like, you really think that like these ropes are going to stop me? And like that attitude has gone. And I think it's because he had no self-preservation when he was soulless. So it could be that same parallel. So yeah, I can see that parallel of like, because Jeffrey has to use tranquilizers. He can't just go after these women. Like he has to prep so much more than when he was possessed. Yeah.
It's just I just thought that's what they were trying to do here. I thought it was and I'm not saying it's a right or healthy in any way, because this guy's a serial killer and Sam was tortured for thousands of years by the person that he's seeing now, like hallucinating. But like, it's not, you know, it's never straightforward, I feel. No. But yeah, have a think about it. I also thought there was maybe like, I thought there was maybe a parallel here between Dean and Cass, and I threw that out the window afterwards. I was like, I don't know, is there? This is what he's saying to him. There's a little bit later where I'm like, maybe he's talking about Dean. I don't know. We'll see. So back at the Wiccan shop, Sam's got his hand on his head, like where he got hit. Everyone's getting hit on the head in this episode.
That's true.
So Miss Havelock is explaining that like she kept tabs on Jeffrey, like made sure he was okay, but he never responded to her. And she's like, he seemed fine, you know, except he wanted to know if there was a way to summon the demon back. He said he'd been doing some research, mostly nonsense, but he was convinced it was possible. And she told him, you know, she sent him away, said to get some help, but then he basically kidnapped her son. And so she made up this ritual for him, like a really old one. But then he didn't actually hand her son over, like he kept him, and sent her his ear. And she like gets his box out and like shows Sam his ear.
Yeah, because the first summoning spell didn't work.
That's right, yeah. So he's like mad at her, but I think he's basically going to keep her son hostage until he manages to summon this demon. But then surely the demon will kill him anyway. So she's kind of in between a rock and a hard place, I feel. I'm surprised she didn't ring them. You know?
She tried to. She said your phone
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
work.
no, you're so right. Yeah, you're totally right. There was a whole thing.
But she could have been lying. She could have been
She
lying.
could have also been lying. That's true. I feel like she would have done, though. It was her son, so I feel like she would have covered every option and tried to get in contact with them.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. Because it's been 2 weeks.
But then also she knows that Jeffrey needs them to complete the ritual. So either way, she would have been trying to get them here.
True.
Yeah.
So it could have been that she tried to call them and then he went off. So it could have been like a month or so, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, oh, all right, well, I'm going to start my killing spree.
Mm-hmm.
That'll get him here.
Yeah. So Sam explains that like the ritual probably didn't work because basically the demon is like real deep down in hell and it shouldn't be easy to bring him back up again. But she found one that would work and explains that when they arrived, she was supposed to send them to Jeffrey and that he left a trail of bodies to make sure of it. And Sam reads this ritual and says, blood of the exorcist, which I thought was a really cool way of saying like they need blood from demons. She says, yeah, it's the strongest summoning I've ever seen. Requires the blood of the exorcist who banished him, your brother. And like, you see, it's all part of Jeffrey's plan. And Sam just says, right, new plan, tracking spell, Bavarian, Egyptian, I don't care, dealer's choice. And this is him being like really, again, like knowing about magic and stuff. He says, use the flesh of the body to find the body and Dean. Like, do you want the ear or the kid?
I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like, do you want just a part of him or like all of him?
And Lucifer even says like, oh, you're giving me the chills.
Me too.
So back at the abandoned building, they're doing this ritual and Jeffrey's using the knife just to like cut Dean's arm. Like I thought he was gonna like kill Dean, but no, he just literally needs some of his blood. So it's kind of fine.
Yeah.
And he says to Dean, I like to think I know you pretty well. He says, yeah, how do you figure? I watched you torture an innocent man to get out a demon. Pretty charged situation, revealing. And you guys talked a lot, showed a lot of character. You were so desperate to fix the world back then.
It kills you. People keep getting hurt, and you just can't stop it. Or I should say, it's killed you, shouldn't I?
Oh, the taunting.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how does he know this? How does he know this?
So the demon knows that Lilith had Dean's contract.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew that Dean was going to hell no matter what happened.
Yeah, you're so right, actually. It's really on it, like taunting them. And Christine just says, like, you know what, screw you. And Jeffrey explains, like, how he did think, you know, to kind of end it all because he was like an emotional wreck after the demon was gone. And Dean says, like, you know, why not? And he's like, it was Alan. We're like, yeah, good for Alan.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, you sure should stop people. And Dean says, like, you're kidding me. And he's like, well, he was a really good rehab therapist. Really helped me refocus on my goals. And my attitude. And I have to say, I really benefited from the whole program. And Dean's like, yeah. He says, a life well lived comes from the structured pursuit of meaningful happiness. So he's kind of twisted everything that they've taught him at this house into his own kind of goals. And then, like, he goes and says, like, I know, I need one more thing, basically. And he kills the dog. They don't show it, but they, like, show it in a shadow. And it was real sad. And Dean just goes, no. Like, I know he doesn't like dogs, but still, like, this is horrendous. And as he sees him kills, he goes, oh, you sick son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
The little, like, rolling cone. It's really sad.
Oh, and they do it like with shadows.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. This felt extra. Like, we are supposed to hate the person. We're supposed to hate Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Like, any sort of animal cruelty, you're gonna hate the person.
Exactly.
I don't know how necessary it was.
It was just to make us hate him more because at the moment he's only like committed murders off screen, which sounds horrendous, but like we haven't seen him be particularly violent, right? So it's like, oh, you know, maybe he's just sad and depressed because he lost his like friend, the demon. But like, no, him killing the dog is like cementing he's an evil guy.
Yeah, and that he is willing to do anything and everything.
Yeah, but the rest should be enough. The rest should be enough. But like to see him like kill a dog on screen is like, yeah, he's pure evil. No redemption here.
None.
You know,
none whatsoever. I feel like this is worse than God.
Right?
Honestly, taking Miracle away.
It's worse. This Miracle came back. So he completes the ritual and like the room like goes like brrr and shakes. And then it kind of just stops. So Jeffrey's not possessed, but then we see like Miss Havelock's son like break the chains on his chair and like rip the tape off his mouth, and obviously his eyes are black as well, and he just goes, "Hello, Jeffrey." Yeah.
I was thinking we haven't had a good like spell sequence in a long time either.
Yeah.
So having this like dramatic framing and like it's shot from below and we see the bowl like on fire. I was just like, yes, I know we had an indoor boiler fire in the last episode.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But there was something about this one that I was just like, they'd obviously put some other chemicals in to make the flame like slightly different.
So easy to do. So easy to make fire fun color.
just add some ingredients. So the demon steps up and is like, Dean Winchester, as I live and breathe. Again. I'm not really entirely sure what this whole little next sequence was, but so the demon goes over to Jeffrey and like gives him a massive hug and it's just like, oh, I'm thanking you, Jeffrey, because like, what are you doing? Yeah. And then they like start to dance around.
Right. There was a point that Jeffrey said that he loved the demon, right? And I don't think he meant it in a like romantic love sense, but maybe the demon senses that might be the case.
Yeah,
I think they're cementing that idea because Dean had such a reaction to that. He's like, oh my god, like here we go, kind of thing. That they're making it more like that for, I feel like, not great reasons, but like, yeah, I think it's just I can't put it together how Supernatural treats like any kind of interaction between people like the same sex with the closest kind of like even the slightest hint of like romantic love, even in this messed up sense. I just don't think Supernatural knows what they're doing with it.
I don't think so either. Like, is it a mockery of Jeffrey? Like, is the demon playing off of the fact that he knows that he has romantic feelings and being like, haha?
I think he's just mocking him, right? Because it doesn't matter to the demon whether he possesses Jeffrey or not, but Jeffrey wants him to possess him. So by not possessing him as well and possessing this other kid is also just kind of throwing it in his face.
Yeah.
Because there's not an equal relationship, right? He was a vessel. No. So I don't think this demon has any more regard for Jeffrey than any other vessel that he might have.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Because Jeffrey goes, after they've had their little dance, Jeffrey goes on to say, like, what are you doing in this half-dead piece of crap? Meaning the boy. Come into me.
Yeah. Phrasing.
Yeah, right. I wonder if, because it's been a while, right? It's been a while since we've talked about demon lore and how somebody can be possessed. Is Jeffrey... No, Jeffrey's not strong-willed anymore. No. Like, he's inviting the demon in like so that actively. There is no resistance. Yeah. And the demon sort of doesn't answer him. He says, we had a very special time together, didn't we, Jeffrey? It warms my heart to see you haven't forgotten what I taught you. You built on it. And he, like, the demon lets go of him. And he says, you captured a Winchester. You, Jeffrey, my pupil. It's like a teacher-student kind of situation where
like a mentor-mentee kind of thing. It has the same kind of weird tension that Alistair had with Dean, right? And it kind of like, it's kind of charged in a weird way. Yeah.
Jeffrey then goes on to say, I don't want to be your pupil, I want to be yours. So yeah, I do think he was in love with
I think
demon.
so too. And I think the demon is mocking him for that.
Yeah. Or was because Jeffrey's not right in the brain, clearly.
Right, yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's more like the demon gave Jeffrey something and he thinks it's love, but it's not.
Absolutely.
And has just sort of twisted it into this kind of, it is probably that.
This is why I think this is a Sam and Lucifer parallel, because this relationship is so messed up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like they are in some way, they have like, without maybe wanting to be, they are like attached to each other, right? Like Sam and Lucifer are always going to have, like, they're always going to be connected to each other in some way, even though they hate each other. Like there's great animosity there, but they're always going to be connected in some way, which makes their relationship like real sticky, you know? And I think we see it a bit. The problem is they never really build on that, of like when Lucifer kind of becomes like a reluctant ally of theirs, like in later seasons, on how kind of messed up that is, right? Yeah,
because I feel like a lot of this is forgotten as well, because that is quite far into the future.
Well far into the future. And I think this is the same, like Jeffrey and the demon, by the act of the demon possessing Jeffrey, he's kind of like tied into him in some way, because then he's like gone and built on the like murder that he showed him. But I think the demon is done with him. He doesn't want to be connected to him in any way, but I think that they are kind of stuck, if that makes sense.
Right.
Weird relationships. It's very complex relationships in this episode, that I think they're paralleling each other to show you how messed up the relationship is.
Yeah, and because Sam had to rely on Lucifer to get he didn't have to, but in the moment he felt like he needed to rely on Lucifer to get to Dean in time. He
felt he didn't have the power to do it, so he looked to Lucifer to give him that power, even though he had it himself. Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think Dean was ever in any real danger until this point.
Until the demon actually shows up, I don't think he was, no.
Yeah. The demon is impressed by him capturing a Winchester, but Jeffrey doesn't know what that means.
Yeah, right. He doesn't know like who they are.
Yeah, exactly. That their celebrity status.
Also, like, it kind of doesn't matter anymore. Like, no, heaven and hell don't care about them anymore. So this guy's behind the times.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, he's been probably tortured in the depths of hell. Like, the demon like backs away from him. Is like,
I'm done with you. My work is finished. You can do everything now, all on your beautiful own.
Yeah. This is a mockery. I don't feel bad for Jeffrey.
No.
Fuck Jeffrey. He killed a dog. He doesn't get sympathy. No. he can have the unrequited love. And Jeffrey's just like, no. What do you mean, no?
Yeah.
I guess he kind of breaks the spell of love because he hits Jeffrey and says, we don't do no, remember, Jeffrey? While all of this is happening, Dean is like getting out of his binds.
Yeah.
He's trying to get loose, and the demon notices. He says, keep sawing at your ropes.
Yeah.
Penelope pit stop.
Love that reference.
Yeah. It's like
wacky racist.
But like, why?
I don't know. I mean, she drives a really big car.
Yeah.
It's pink though.
I guess so. Yeah. He said, we can dance up if you want. We can dance standing up if you want. This demon is all about dancing.
Yeah.
Dean makes a joke. He says, so this is what you do, find postal workers and make them go postal. And the demon explains that I'm a talent scout, that's all, looking for the next generations of superstars before they go to hell, like Jeffrey here. And Jeffrey's like on the floor after being hit. He had the raw material just bubbling in there. All I had to do was loosen the lid on his jar, show him some practical know-how. And Dean asks about the kid because he's still possessing. He's like, well, this one doesn't really have anything to work with, no natural gift. I'll burn this meat off on my way to Vegas. It's very funny that demons keep to their like purpose.
Yeah.
Because there is, I mean, getting souls in hell is what they want to do, and I guess that like he's going to Vegas to corrupt more people.
Yeah, that's the implication for sure.
So it's just it's interesting. And as the demon turns around, he sees Sam, who like sends him across the room, flying across the room. And as the demon starts towards him, he gets caught in a devil's trap, and he's like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Oh, I laughed out loud. Like, I loved that they put a devil's trap on the ceiling in this episode. I thought it was so funny. I'm like, who painted that?
Yeah.
Did Jeffrey
when
do
did
it?
any of this happen?
Yeah.
Well, no, because I'm guessing. So the thing, like, this is way too close to where the summoning happened, because you can still see Dean in the room. My guess would be when he was doing the spell was when they did the trap, because he would have been like, but
yeah, it made no sense. I'm like, when did everybody paint
really
this?
high up there?
Yeah, no, but I appreciate it because it was so funny. I was just like, classic move.
It was, and I'm wondering if, because it's Nora Havelock who does the exorcism, so I'm wondering if she did some sort of like Wiccan spell that made it go up there. But we've never seen that.
I would have just put in the ritual, like, oh yeah, you need to draw this symbol on the ceiling as well.
He would know different, right? Yeah,
right, yeah, because he wouldn't have known that it was a devil's trap, but she would, because she paid one in her office.
Yeah,
I think it was her. I'm gonna say it was her.
I agree. Yep, I think so. I think so. So Nora is saying, "Let go of my son."
Yeah.
He says, "Where'd you keep coming from?" I don't know.
I guess he's talking about the Mrs. Havelock, like she just keeps appearing in his life.
I mean, in terms of like unusual partnerships, a witch and the Winchesters twice in their lifetime. Yeah. I don't know. So Jeffrey stands up and picks up a knife and walks purposely towards the demon as if he was going to stab, because I think he has a hunter's knife, the Ruby's knife. But before he can get to the son, Dean like just drops him to the floor by shooting him.
Yeah, he does.
Nora then starts the exorcism.
We're back, you know. Back in black.
I was like, this is a terrible line. Like, what? It's so cheesy. It completely took me out of the scene.
Like, this guy is clearly obsessed with dancing.
Yeah.
He should have made some sort of dancing reference rather than music, or he should have made more music references. You can't have one and not the other.
Unless it's common knowledge in hell that like the Winchesters listen to like heavy metal music, or classic rock even. So he's like, I'm just gonna get one in there.
Or Ben Edlund's like, I got to do something. I've not had enough.
It's 100% a Ben Edlund line. Like, I can't see that it's not. He's just like, I can't not do it. Putting pen to paper, like shaking, like I have to make this reference.
I mean, even Dean's like comeback line is just as bad. He's just like, go to hell. It's like, where else is he gonna go?
If the original line didn't say something like, and he'll be on a highway to hell, I'll be really surprised. And then someone was like, we can't do that. It's too bad.
Yeah. But I bet you Dean felt so good by saying that. Yeah, like, go to hell. I was like, where else? Where else? So Nora continues the exorcism. The demon is exorcised. Her son falls to the ground and she goes over to him and gives him a big old mum hug. And tells him that he's going to be fine.
It's cute. Everyone's fine.
Yeah.
So they go back to the motel room. This is a little time later because it's like daytime now. And like Dean's so tired. He's just like, oh my God. And he just lies down, like face down. And Sam's like, oh, so Jeffrey was pretending to be the victim way back in that farmhouse, even during the exorcism. And he was just acting. And he's just like, he's a psychopath. That's what they do. Act like they're normal. act like they're not balls to the walls crazy. And this is why I said it's a parallel, because this is it. This is the bit where he's like saying, this is what they do all the time. They act like they're not having other things going on in their mind. But Sam doesn't address it. He's just like, you going to sleep? And Dean's just like,
Damn straight. Screw consciousness, that's what I say.
and then Lucifer appears next to Sam. And he's like, oh no, Sam, no nap for you. And Sam tries to like press his hand, but he doesn't disappear. Yeah. He says, let's talk, Sam. I've really enjoyed our special little chats. Don't you want to talk? Something's different now, isn't it? You let me in. You wanted me, partner. So you think you can use your little tricks to banish me again? I do believe I've got you, bunk buddy. He says, got my finger wiggling around in your brain pan. And then we see like the bed catch on fire, and Sam just has to like sit there and deal with it because he's trying to not show any like outward expression. And he goes, come on, Sammy, come on, say it with me now. Good morning, Vietnam. And then he just laughs, and like his laugh follows the like title, like the end credits for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's super freaky.
I can definitely see where the parallels are in this last little bit from Lucifer and Sam, because the way he says like, you let me in, you wanted me. Yeah. Same way, Jeffery. Yeah. Yep. I agree that they were trying to do some sort of parallel, but I feel like it got lost in the mockery of Jeffrey's. Since he's a psychopath, he doesn't really feel love, but like obsession. Let's call it obsession.
I don't think it's a pure parallel. Like, I think the way you're supposed to see it at the end of the episode is Sam seeing himself in Jeffrey. But we know that Sam has a really skewed view of himself. Like, he's not a psychopath. He deeply cares about people. He's trying to do the right thing. Whereas Jeffrey definitely wasn't.
No.
But yeah, like, he still gave in and like talked. To him, it's like saying yes to Lucifer again, right? Letting him back into his mind. And like I said, it's because they have a very strange relationship where he was kind of reliant on his power for a bit. So it's just messed with his like perception of how, like Lucifer being around.
And I mean, even so, back in season 5, the whole reason why he said yes is because he thought he could save the world by saying yes.
Yes, exactly.
And this is happening again, that he feels like he can save people by saying yes.
Yeah. And he can see himself like slipping back into whole old habits, And because at his heart, like Sam is an addict. Like that's his whole storyline with the demon blood. Because he's addicted to power, but he's addicted to power because power means he can save people. So what he's really kind of, I guess, his addiction is in the saving of people. It's not necessarily like for his own ego.
But it is almost like it's like I'm not sure if it's still true now, but like it's the reason why like a lot of American firefighters die because they all want to be a hero versus like other countries where they're taught to like actually like assess the situation before they go in. And that again, this is something I'd heard like years and years ago, so this could be totally different now. But it was like a hero complex basically, which Sam obviously and Dean, they both suffer from. They see themselves as heroes all the time,
and they've repeatedly told it as well. Bobby calls them heroes himself, even if he doesn't say it to their face. Like you can tell in the way he talks to them. But I mean, they have saved the world like several times. Like it's hard not to be.
But at the expense of their lives several times.
Exactly. You're right. It's a complete hero complex. Like, yeah. But I think, and I guess that's maybe the parallel then, is that Jeffrey was addicted to the power because, like you said, he couldn't do the things that he wanted to do with killing these people by himself. Like, he had to rely on tranquilizers, etc. And that's kind of why he wanted the demon back. The difference between Jeffrey and Sam is that, like, the love component, I think, of being, like, in love with the person who gives you that power. Whereas I don't believe that's true for Sam with Lucifer. Like, he fully doesn't want to rely on him. He doesn't want him to be around. Yet kind of almost, like, needs him to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's complicated.
Right. And there isn't Lucifer didn't really teach Sam anything. So, like I said, it's not a direct comparison, as you said. And I agree with that. But it's the exchange of power.
Mm-hmm. I think that's it.
That is the similarity between the two. And what that power does for each of them. Like, it gives Jeffrey the ability to carry out whatever he wants to do as the psychopath that he is. And it gives Sam the ability to save everybody that he wants to save.
Yeah, exactly. But then he never really has it, does he? He never really had the power. Like, it's an illusion, that power. For both of them, too, because they're both literally possessed. They're not in control. So, yeah, it's really interesting. I thought it was clever. I think it only works on, like, kind of a rewatch. The end scene helps cement it a little bit. But I think, you have to go back and, like, rewatch it and be like, oh, right, this is all the complicated things that Sam's gone through. In the seasons. Yeah,
because I don't think as a casual, casual, someone who's just watching the show, I don't think you're supposed to pick up so quickly.
Yeah,
that there was similarities between the two. I mean, I didn't, so maybe I'm a casual. I mean,
oh my god, you're the opposite of a casual.
But yeah, I can see why you thought this episode was good but complicated. I'm with you there.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's complex, and I think it shows there are some really complicated relationships that people have with people, and I think this is one of them that you don't often really see portrayed on television, and it's kind of, you'd really only see it in this kind of like fantasy setting like this, you know. But that reliance on power from people does happen in like real life. You know, and they're complicated relationships and unhealthy relationships. Yeah.
So I have a question. So we're in agreement that this is within Sam's mind, and do you think it's him accepting? You said it, and I agree that this is Sam saying yes to Lucifer again, which is why he can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
How do you think he could actually get rid of him? Like, knowing that it is within his own mind, like, what do you think he would have to do? I'm thinking of like Fight Club. Huge spoiler for the end of that movie. Sorry.
Yeah.
But like, obviously Sam's never going to do this. But in Fight Club, you know, he shoots his mouth and it kills Tyler.
Yeah.
Do you think there's something along the lines that Sam would have to do something like that to like banish him again? But like the only reason why he got away from Lucifer is because he forgot about hell.
Yeah. I honestly think that him reaching for Lucifer in this moment is like a lack of belief in his own like abilities and self-worth. And I think just both of them, Dean and Sam, both could work on this. It's like and I think the thing is with Sam, I think this does happen for him in later seasons. He starts to have a better belief in his own abilities and is like that he can make the right decisions and that he has the like capacity to save people by himself, so he doesn't have to like reach for that power. Like I said, he's basically a recovering addict, right? And this is him like slipping back into that. So I think he just needs to like continue that recovery of like, I can do without this power. I don't need it. I'm capable by myself to do the things that I want to do. And what I think is good about Sam's story arc is you do see that, because like you end up seeing him in like a leadership capacity without hell backing him. And that's why I think his overall character arc is quite a good one. I think that's what it is. I mean, ultimately Sam ends up obviously like basically institutionalized in this season.
Yeah.
And it's like I think Cass ends up taking on his trauma essentially to kind of free him from that.
Yeah.
But basically, he just has to believe in himself. It's a very Disney answer.
But the thing is, I think that's actually what happens, because in that episode, he has to solve a case that's happening.
Yeah.
And then after that, he's okay.
He's he
back
has
to like status quo.
Yeah, he has to shift the power back to himself, so he doesn't have to rely on it anymore. You know, which is true for all life. You know, it's always within yourself. You don't actually need to rely on other
externals.
People. Yeah, I mean, you know, you do sometimes.
Well, I guess it's professional externals that you need, not just like your buddy down the road.
Exactly. You know, so I do think Sam has a complete character arc in the way that Dean doesn't, because I think you see him go through the recovery and kind of come out the other side to be like you know, to feel like he's done it, you know?
Which makes like the last episode somewhat like bittersweet, because it's done in such a rushed way.
Yeah.
Right? That montage. Because that is actually quite a good conclusion for Sam.
I thought so too, yeah.
And where he gets to, but it doesn't make sense with how the rest of that episode is.
Yeah, because again, like a good ending for Sam would be being able to, you know, I think the apple pie life is kind of good for him. I think actually, from what I'm saying, like him being in some kind of leadership position as a hunter would have still been a better ending for him, because of like all the stuff that he goes through with not having his own agency. But then I guess he could use that agency to go like have a wife and a kid. That's also fine. Like, that's not a problem. But he has to lose everybody to do that. I think doesn't sit right.
Yeah.
Because he basically ran off to Stanford at the beginning and like lost all of his family doing that, right? And then at the end of Supernatural, he leaves hunting, presumably. And he has to lose all of his family to do that again. So it's like, oh, maybe Sam was just right all along. You know, just cut your ties and go off on your own and everything will be fine. And that's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, like it would have been nice to have maybe seen him as the new Bobby of the Hunter world, rather than like locking up the bunker and being like, I'm out.
Because the implication, this is what I got from the fly, the implication is that Dean is the weight that's keeping him in hunting where he doesn't want to be, right? And that his death solves all of Sam's problems, and now he can just go get his own. That is how that reads. That is it. Like that might not be their intention, but that's how that reads. Dean dying solves all of Sam's problems in that episode because he leaves hunting and goes and gets on with his life. And it's like, well, he could never have done that if Dean was still alive, so Dean had to die, which is not a good story.
Yeah. Okay, so I take it back.
I don't know. It still makes me mad to this day. Like, because, I can't have an ending where they did Dean that dirty. Like,
right, he was not the villain of the show,
and that is what they're making him out to be. Right, he's the one who's always been holding Sam back, always been keeping him in the life. Like, they weren't completely codependent on each other. You know, because Sam was also stopping Dean from going and having his apple pie life. Actively, that happens in when he comes back from hell. He drags him away from Lisa and Ben. Like, so. Also, I guess you could have had an alternate ending where Sam dying solves all of Dean's problems too, and maybe.
But we all know that wouldn't solve Dean's problems,
right? Yeah, because
we've seen that on screen. But like Sam, at the end of this season, Sam will move on. Like we see that this is a trend for him.
Yeah,
but like
they should have gone out together. Like, if they were going to kill him off,
I think so.
They should have gone out together. Because it's always been the case that if like one Winchester was alive, there was other one would always try to get them. And I know it's like breaking the cycle at the end of, like in the finale, whatever. But I think they should have just gone out together, and that should have been it.
Yep, I agree. I mean, like, that was kind of what it sounded like it was supposed to be, right? With the whole Kansas bar scene That everybody's dead.
Right, yeah. And, like, it could have even been on, like, a trivial case like it was, right? Because they died doing what they do. They died saving people. But for one of them to, I don't know. It's still just...
I still can't believe that Jack left monsters in the world. That's the thing that gets me. He has the ultimate power, and, like, he doesn't...
And then the ethical implications, like, would he have taken out Garth too? Like...
But he's also God, so he could do whatever he wants.
That's so true.
Clearly.
He could have just made them not werewolves. I don't know. Yeah, he could have just turned all the monsters human, you know?
Yeah, they already had makeup to, like, look human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I continue. It's horrendous. I keep saying to people, like, next 5 years, I reckon there'll be like a supernatural movie and all this will be solved. And they're like, you're crazy. And I'm like, delusional.
Some of us have, someone has to hold out hope.
I have
and
to.
It's
yeah.
you.
So honestly, like, I will always believe they're going to do something. I just can't believe that's the end and it's done. Like, there has to be something. They have to fix that ending.
Yeah.
Because of episodes like this, which are good and, like, complex, you know. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what's the next episode?
So the next episode is Out with the Old.
This is the episode where we find Dean's secret love of ballet.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll trust you on that one. I was gonna say also at the beginning of this episode that, you know, we haven't had a really bad season 7 episode. I can't think of, like, I'm thinking of season 6 where we had episodes where they went nowhere, like the dog episode. Mm-hmm. But we are like over halfway now, and like we haven't. I say that this next one's probably going to be the one that's like really, really bad.
It might be.
But like, that's actually really, like, I don't really remember any episode that we've had so far that has just been bad.
I think season 7 gets a bad rap. I actually think it's not that bad. And considering, again, what it leads into season 8, my beloved, I think people should be hating on season 9 much more. Yes.
Yep. I mean, obviously we had the Osiris episode, but the thing is, the bad, I say quote unquote bad episodes of this season have been like fun.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the dog episode was not fun.
No, it was just dumb and like it was creepy. No.
We're only one more episode away from Taos coming back.
Is it one?
It's next. So it's episode 17. He comes back.
It is. He comes back.
Yeah.
Is he back?
Yeah,
he is back. Oh. Cool.
Yeah.
Excited for that.
Me too. All right, let's wrap this up. I'll do it.
Cool.
Okay. At the end of this episode, I'd like to thank the Pixel Agora for his wonderful art for our podcast. If you'd like to purchase that art, you can go on Redbubble and find it on all the things that Redbubble sells. I have a tote bag. I think I mentioned that before. It's really cool. Just saying. It's a conversation starter, you know? Mm-hmm. And you can follow us or talk to us on all the social media. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Tumblr. We're on Bluesky, Ko-fi, all the places, as Escaping Purgatory Podcast or just Escaping Podcast on Bluesky. It's short. So come say hi.
Yes. So we ran into some old victim of ours, and it didn't turn out so well for any of us. So hopefully next week we can find a way out.
Bye!
Bye!